Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Gallagher here. I would like to share with you one of Graeme Bass's books called Little Elephants. I hope you enjoy it. And let's remember that Graeme Bass is both the author and the amazing illustrator. Little Elephants by Graeme Bass. I'm sorry, said Jim's mother. I know it's only one mouse, but it will have to go. Jim lived on a wheat farm, and the risk of plague was never far away. Weevils, locusts, mice. One mouse will attract others, she explained, and we just can't chance it. Jim was sad, but he understood. Times were tough, and if they lost this year's harvest, the farm would be finished. He let Pipsqueak go far from the farmhouse. The next day, Jim saw a stranger gathering wheat in the field. Oh, it's not quite ripe yet, Jim called, but you're welcome to take some anyway. Oh, you're a kind boy, said the little man. It's almost harvest time, said Jim. Can you stay and help us bring in the wheat? The stranger shook his head. I cannot stay, but the wind will bring you good fortune. Late that afternoon, Jim found a strange-looking horn sitting on the garden post. He blew it, and a faraway trumpeting sound filled the air. A shimmering cloud of grey dust wafted away on the breeze up towards the farmhouse. There was bad news on the radio that evening. A big locust swarm was heading their way. Jim could see his mother was worried. If the locusts arrived before they could get the wheat in, it would be the end of the farm. The insects would eat the lot. That night, Jim heard a scuffling sound and he looked under his bed. Pipsqueak had come home, but the scuffling continued. Oh, you haven't brought other mice home with you, have you? He looked under the bed again and he gasped in shock. Oh my goodness, look. You see what they are? Lots of them under the bed. Oh, look at that. Jim kept the little elephant secret in his bedroom. His mother was sure to think they were a plague, but one night they escaped. Looks like they've got his toy cars out, haven't they? Look, she's got a pearl necklace on, and maybe these are some Matchbox cars. Maybe he's got his Hot Wheel cars out. What's this one wearing? He's got some funny socks on. And look, stealing Mum's wooden spoon, and it looks like they're outside now. The next morning, Jim's mother looked at the kitchen floor and she frowned. Oh, looks like we have a mouse problem, a big mouse problem. Now, where did I put those traps? But at that moment, there came a distant buzzing sound, growing rapidly louder, and they ran to the window. Oh, look at that. Jim and his mother looked out in despair. The locusts would destroy the wheat crop, and there was nothing they could do. They sat helplessly at the kitchen table, but then a faraway trumpeting sound filled the air, and a grey tide emerged from the cupboards and dressers and the spare rooms and flowing under the kitchen table and out the back door. Elephants? Jim's mother gasped in astonishment. They're little elephants. The elephants swarmed out into the fields, and a marvellous thing happened. Their little wings began to sprout from their back, and they launched themselves into the air. Looks like they're going to help get rid of those naughty locusts. See, they're trying to scare them off down there, and the locusts are flying away in terror by the looks. Look at that one. At last, the locusts were driven off and Jim whooped in victory. His mother gazed wearily across the fields of ripe golden wheat that would never be harvested. That means never be picked. I'm afraid it makes no difference, Jim. The wheat is ripe and we have no way to bring it in. But the little elephants had other ideas. And so the harvest was brought in just as Jim had promised. See the elephants? 2 ears at a time. And that was Little Elephants by Graeme. I hope you enjoyed that book. Feel free to check out some of his other amazing stories.